You are live. Hey, Flea, how are you? I was just about to say, I don't know how many people will be joining me today, but hopefully you guys will have a good time and you bring your questions. I was going to message you this morning, Flea. Did you get my message last night? Okay, so today, you guys, we are here to do an unboxing of the new IOD release. I know you guys have probably seen a lot already, but when I show up, I'm here to answer you guys' questions because sometimes you see something online, right? And you have questions about different things like how tall is this Santa exactly, right? Or what does this look like if it's casted versus in the mold? So I have molds, I have stamps, I have transfers, I have inlays. I brought my tape measure to answer you guys' questions. I brought a brayer and some ink so we can stamp out the stamps so you guys can see exactly what they look like. And I have some resin. I don't know if I have enough to do every casting, but sure you guys can ask me which ones you have questions about so I can do some castings. I did bring some clay just in case we run out of resin. And that's it. So we can just kind of see what happens. Hey, Tracy. Girl, I know you go to bed early. I know. I know. Hey, Elizabeth. And so I just figured that you guys could ask me questions if you have questions about any specific products. I'm going to go through, and of course, you guys know I can't help myself. I'll talk about what I'm planning on doing. We'll see. I am almost positive. Okay, let's start with which ones I'm going to be working with. Let me add an extra camera. Are you an I'm not an IOD stockist, but you guys know what? I am an affiliate. So if you want to order, you can use this link right here to order. And I will get, it'll benefit me if you order through my affiliate link. And if you use this link, you get free shipping on orders over $100 too. How tall the silent night castings are. Okay. Yep. See, that's what we're here for. I'm going to measure all the different things. Let me get my extra camera. I should have had this done already, huh? Let me get my extra camera on so you guys can see what's going on. And I'm going to minimize this and we'll add this. There we go. Boom. We're in the business. I probably am not going to need these paintbrushes, so I'll take them out of the way. So let's see. Flea asked questions about the silent night castings. So that's this one, I'm assuming. So yeah, we'll look at those first. So if you guys have any questions, hey Rajani, how are you doing? Are you on your lunch break? I like brought my coffee as if I had room on the table for it. Um, so let's look at these castings. I actually have a project in mind already for this angel and these stars that I'm excited about. And our membership last night, we're playing with some wrapped, oh Lord, what do you call that stuff? I want to do a triptych with them. Oh yeah, please, that would be beautiful. So let me measure each one of these. We can probably cast these. So the angel, her wings are a little bit taller than her head, just a wee bit. So we'll go from the top of the wing to the bottom of her foot. Like from her toe to her foot is almost 5 inches, right? And then it's about 3.5, almost 4 inches wide. So, I mean, let me, so that's about how tall the angel is. And then Joseph and Mary are about, I mean, she's a little bit shorter. So from him to the top of his head to the bottom of the manger is about 3 inches tall. So it's taller, I mean, it's shorter, but it's also wider, right? So from her toe to his toe, which are the widest points, we're looking at almost 5 inches. So this is about as wide as our angel is tall. And then for the wise men, they are almost 5 inches tall. So it's pretty consistent. So we're looking at almost 5 inches tall and then almost 5 inches wide. And when I say almost, I mean like centimeters, right? So the size of these are pretty consistent. And then the little sheepies are like 2.5 inches wide for for both of them. I hope that helps. Um, let's see, Elizabeth. Royce, do you know the name of Emily's page who was on with Sally today? I can't remember for the life of me. I don't know. I didn't watch. I was on a call, so I didn't get to watch the launch this morning with Plaster. Thank you, Flea. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Hey, how are you? All who wonder are free. This is true. I like that. I like that name. So this one is, I imagine this one's going to be super popular. Let's cast it because I want to see like how much detail there is. Although, if you guys watched Lynn this morning, I think she did a project with these. I do have my resin here. I have, oh man, I brought the resin, but I didn't bring the cup. Hmm. I'll hold on for a second. We'll do it. Just give me. Let's go in. We'll open everything and then we'll go back and we'll do the castings. So these are roughly 5 inches tall. Hey Deborah, if you guys are coming on and you have questions about like how tall something is, if you want to see me stamp something, if you have questions about anything, then please ask because that is what I'm doing today. I'm unboxing and just seeing what's what. That's my job today. So I'm going to be opening everything too. So if you guys want to hang out. And this one is called Hazel and Bay. So this is kind of like on the last launch, they had a trim that was really flat, like a fat one like this one. And so you guys can see, like that's pretty fat. That's a nice size trim. I could almost see this being like on a whole side of a box, right? So we're at about 3.5 inches in width on this one. And then the way that the ends are made, they tie into each other. So if you were working on something long, you could put them together and you could make something long and continuous. And then this looks like little small pine cones. And we'll cast these in a few minutes. Oh, they don't have pictures on here. I should have loaded up some pictures. That would have been smart, huh? It's okay. We're going to cast all these together. I may have to leave you guys for a few minutes to go find my resin cup, but I'll be back. And we'll get those cast after we get done open everything. This one is called cornucopias. We really don't see Thanksgiving very often. My favorite part of the cornucopias, you guys probably know, are the peonies, however you say it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So peonies, but how pretty are these, right? Because it's not just like corn and what you would normally see from a cornucopia. You do have some corn in there, but there's a pumpkin. There is, what do you call this fruit again? I know it. I cannot think of it this second. These are prettier than I thought they would be. And the weave has a lot of detail. I'm curious to see what everybody does with this one. So this is a cornucopia. And I mean, I'm saying Thanksgiving, but really this could be for fall in general, right? It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving. Hey, Megan, how are you? I forgot to give you access, Megan. So I'm going to have to do my own commenting. But if you guys want to purchase anything I'm showing today, you can order through this link. I do have the QR code loaded. So if you're watching on your TV, you can use this QR code. And if you order over $100, you guys get free shipping. So that could be a gonga deal. So you use this link, this QR code, it'll take you right to IOD's new holiday release. But, so that one's that one. And if you guys have any questions about any of these pomegranate, Fleeg, what would I do without you, girl? Yes, these beautiful pomegranates are on here. Like I feel like a yummy, yummy red would be and some orange would be so pretty. Paint those. But if you guys have any questions about uh, the size of anything, let me know. If you want to know, because sometimes like you know the size of the mold, but you don't know how tall the individual elements are. So I can measure those for you if you have specific questions. Otherwise, I'm going to be unboxing and looking at these. This one, there's two houses. Let's compare the two. And I want to say, oh, this is cute. Because these are, okay, so let's look at these. These are basically the larger ones. And you do have an old, what? Oh, it says Old Colchester Road. So you have that sign there. Let's look at how tall these are. Because these are pretty good size. From the roof down to the bottom is almost 6 inches. So you're looking at a pretty good size, right? For the size of these. On this one, these are larger. And I'm going to make sure we're going to cast these. And this one has like a larger brick face. And then this one has a brick face, but the bricks are smaller and they're imperfect. That's going to be really pretty. And then this one, of course, has more of like a siding. So we'll cast this one and take a look at it. And then this one is Tallberry Lane. Tallberry Lane. I don't know why that's making my tongue tie, but it is. You have questions about the pomegranates. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Um, Everybody loves the houses, Rajani. I know. And so these are smaller. Like this one, these are almost the same height, but they're slimmer, right? So you could put these. This one's right at 5 inches, but if I go up to the top of the chimney, it's closer to 6 inches. So these are taller, but they're also more narrow. But you do have these short ones here too. 4 inches on that one, 4 inches on that one. So you have like a good variety to be able to put something together that's really cool. And you guys, these molds are food safe. So like if you're a baker and you're looking at these thinking these would make really cool like cookies, if you have the grandkids home for the holidays, you could use these with sugar cookies, just cheap. Buy the Pillsbury roll of sugar cookies, right? And press them in here and then bake them and then the kids could decorate them and you guys could make like a little Christmas village. That would be so fun. So we have a staggered brick on this one. So like there, a lot of these have brick faces, but they're each different. And then this one is more like the sandstone that you would see. Oh look at, there's even a little rose bush growing on the side of that one. Sorry. So we'll definitely cast these in just a bit. So I'm gonna open everything and then we'll circle back. If you guys have questions, I see those being used with your neutral Christmas project block. Oh, I know, right, Flea? I vote yes. And these two, so these, it's my understanding that these are not limited, but I will tell you, I have insider information that these two are sold out with IOD right now, which means that they won't be in stock for a little bit. So if you want these, make sure you pull the trigger and get them, okay? Because your retailer may not be able to get them for a little bit. And then the last mold is Bell's Nickel. That sounds like I'm almost say a cuss word. Bell's Nickel. Bell's Nickels. Bell's Nickels. Susan, I know everybody loves the houses. Hey, Lynn, how are you? The other Lynn. This one is like Santa on Santa on Santa. This is kind of cool because you have options. And this is like the old school Santa. My friends from Australia would call him Father. Oh, what do they say? They don't call him Santa. Like I feel like this is not like the Coca-Cola Jolly Santa. This is more like you would see in vintage, like Victorian ephemera, right? So this guy here is like 7.5 inches tall. So that's a pretty good size Santa, right? That's pretty tall. So 7.5 on this one. This one is like 6.5. So he's about an inch shorter than that one. And then this little one here is just shy of 6 inches. And I love, like for me, I have a vision for a project. I want to use this angel with these stars. And also, there was a mold last year. I want to say it was a Christmas tree mold that had like the long stars on it, that I might rob those for this project too. And then I love these little signs on here, right? Like I see these looking like old ceramic tags almost, or even if you use metallic. So I can see myself using the Noel from this one with the angel, right, from this one and the stars. I don't know if you guys saw Lynn earlier. She used a really pretty, like a midnight blue with this set, and it was super pretty. But I do have something in mind for those. But I'm not making anything today. Today we're unboxing and I'm answering any questions. Those remind me of the Santas who show up often on the show Doctor. Oh, Doctor Who. Oh, for the fellow Whovians. Let's see. What should we do next, you guys? You guys want to do? I'll do stamps next. We'll save the transfers for last because I already know. You guys love that. I love, love, love this stamp. I feel like this is going to be so useful. I will honestly probably be using this in my canvas art because I struggle to get you. You would think that it would be easy for us to make marks that are like irregular, right? But we always want to like make things balance. And so it's hard to get an irregular pattern. And so like these right here, I will definitely be using these on my canvas art. And then these little snowflakes are so cute. I did not bring a sanding block. Okay, we'll go back. So I'm going to open everything first and then we're going to go back. So stick around because I'm going to stamp each of these stamps for you guys so you can see exactly how much detail you get with the IOD stamps. I love this. Imagine even if you wanted a splattered background that didn't have anything to do with Christmas, you could absolutely use this, which is what I will be using it for. Um, am I running out of room? Yes. So I'll save that one. And then this one is just super pretty, Christmas trees. And I love the sign on this one, Christmas Evergreens, which I believe is the name of the stamp, right? Oh, Winter Grove is the name of this stamp. Now, I know a lot of you guys look at the stamps and you think they're a good idea, but you don't get them. But these can be so versatile. And even if you're uncomfortable stamping directly on your project, you can stamp on some tissue paper. Just make sure that you heat set your ink first, and then you can collage or decoupage your stamps right onto something. So you have different sizes. Let's measure because this guy is pretty big. Like I could see him being on like a larger sign. This one is just shy of 9 inches tall. So that's a good tall tree right there. And it's also pretty wide. It is about a little over 6 inches wide at the widest part here. This long skinny one is like 8¼ inches tall, right? That's a really good height. So these aren't tiny stamps. You do have smaller options though. This one's 5 inches and this one is like 6 inches. So different trees, they're each different. I mean, obviously they're each different, but I mean, they're each different kinds of evergreen trees. And then this sign, I love the addition of that. And is that not perfect for this stamp, right? So this is 8 inches wide and 3 inches tall. So like you could legitimately, if you had like just a sign this big, right? You could have this on there with the little shorty. Or you can do a round. Ooh, a round would be pretty. You could have the tree just off center, the stamp on there, and then you could go in here and put a few little snowflakes in the background. I just think stamps are so versatile and they're so underutilized. So we'll make sure and stamp these. I brought some plain paper and some ink in my brayer so we could stamp each of these so you guys can see exactly what the stamps look like. Although now they come with the, como se dice, with the masks, so you can really get a sense of like how much detail, right, are in the stamps. It's a lot. But we'll still stamp it so you guys can see it because I know that makes a difference. We are very visual people, are we not? And we like to see things. I just ordered that one. Hey, next chapter, how are you? And if you guys would like to order, Lynn is offering free shipping on any orders over $100, and you can use my link here to order. And if you are at home and you are sitting on the TV watching, let me, oh, I thought I had it ready to go. Oh, did it move my picture? What happened? I literally just showed that QR code and now I can't find it. That is so jacked up. Hmm. Interesting. Or maybe it's this one. I just have the wrong. Okay, so it's this one. So if you're on your TV and you're watching and you can't click on the link, here is the QR code where you can see the whole collection and you can order. And if you spend more than $100, you do get free shipping today. So this one, More Houses, is called Gingerbread Lane. This might be fun to work with the gingerbread. You guys remember the gingerbread men from a few years ago? I loved how it's a little distressed, right? Everything isn't perfect, so you can still create that vintage feeling even though the stamps are new. This is like super cute. This just reminds me of like the Dutch artwork, right? The vintage Dutch artwork that you would see for the holidays. So let's measure. Rajani, work keeps interrupting. This one is 7 inches tall. This house is. You have a nice variation of houses here. This one's 4 inches. This one's 4 inches. You have this really tall, skinny one here that is 5 inches tall. You have a shorty that's 3 inches. I have an extra roof here. I wonder if it goes on this one. So let's see. This is like two, a little bit over, like almost 2 3/4. And this is about that. So this roof would fit on here. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then really you could take this little one and you could put that on top of there too. And you have a lot of extra elements. A little kitty. I'm assuming that's like a dove. Some hearts. This Christmas tree here is super cute. 4 inches tall on that one. And then even the border. So I was talking to a friend earlier today, and we were just talking about like what we can do to create. And so often we really narrow like what we can do, but really these would be some super cute cards, like Christmas cards to create and send out. Jeanette says you can add the little ones as domers, domers, right? Using the masks. So you can add these on top using the mask. I would probably line them up um, on my sheet. But yes, I mean, really, you could put that one on top of there if you wanted to. Very interesting. Anyways, Gingerbread Lane. That's that one. Hey, Jenny. Oh, hey, I knew that, Jenny. My brain just wasn't working. Hey, Jonathan, how are you? I cannot. I didn't get to watch because I was on a call, Jonathan. But I'm gonna see what you made because I know whatever it was fabulous. I saw what Lynn did with the houses too. I am so impressed. You guys can kind of see. We're gonna stamp together, but like you can see, what the stamps actually look like. I love the fact that there is texture. So it still looks really, not really distressed, but it looks distressed. Oh, yeah. So this one is something that is a departure for IOD. I've been with IOD for a long time and I've never seen something like this. It's called a timely tale. I've been watching the girlies on TikTok doing, what do they call it? Bullet journaling. Because you guys know I watch all kinds of people, even though I will probably never bullet journal in my life. I still enjoy watching them do it. But I could see them using this stamp. So I'm just cutting the seal off of this. I'm literally unboxing with you guys. I haven't really looked at anything. So if I start oohing and ahhing, just knowing I'm legitimately excited. And I know that I don't have them, but I know that there's a stand and a panel that you can use with this stamp particularly. But how fun is this? Okay, if your New Year's resolution is to get organized, this stamp can really help you because you can make your own calendars. How cute is that? That is so cute. And like, look, I can even make like a checklist. Look, I even have a check mark I can put on something and a checkbox. And of course, I have the cute elements too. I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna be like, I remember in school, you guys know how you would meet in the morning in like kindergarten and first grade, and the first thing that you would do would be to do the calendar. And like, I remember my favorite day would always be the first of the month because we got to build a brand new calendar for the month. I'm getting those kind of feelings going through the stamp right now. And these, I mean, you can use these for obviously for like a journal or for a calendar, but like this December could or November could be a part of your holiday crafts as well. This is super cute. And then you have like references to different seasons. You have a rabbit, a goose, a rooster, a little mousy. Super cute. Some fall greenery. And then, of course, your days of the week and a nest and a pumpkin. So you could build out calendars and then still be able to put like the different indicators for different seasons. Did you guys have questions about the size of these? You can stamp Therian fabric and able to watch it. So I'm guessing you're asking if you stamp fabric, can you wash it? Yes. You just want to make sure that you set it um, after you stamp it. And honestly, is it GAC 900? I believe is what it is. You can use that over it afterwards, and then you can heat set it, and then you can wash it. Oh, you guys, is that you said Therion? Is that a specific like fabric? Because I'm thinking, you guys remember the old school like como se dice, like kitchen towels you would hang on the stove, and they would have like needle points, but it would be stuff like this on there. Like I remember my grandmother had a whole set of kitchen towels and there was a calendar for each month on the bottom. Do you guys remember those? Yes, Jenny. And they have the little wood blocks, Jenny, for you to be able to do that. I just don't have them. But if you guys have questions about the size, hey, Carrie, then let me know. Yeah, the tea towels, exactly. Those were so cute. And you know what? I see them now, like for sale on Etsy, and they are not inexpensive because I was going to buy a set. So now you guys can make your own tea towels. I'm really well. Gingerbread Lady is one of my favorites. Ooh. But yes, absolutely. There's free shipping on orders $100 and over until Thursday. So, and again, some of the molds, like these houses, are like IOD has sold out of them. So your retailer has so many, and they won't be able to get any for not I don't know how long, but they won't be able to get any right away. So this is super cute. I want to play with this right now. I want to make some tea towels. You guys know the tea towels I'm talking about, right? Okay. I digress. Did anybody want me to measure that? Doesn't Pinsard have a fabric medium too? You know what, Jenny? I don't know. Carrie, I wish Robin was here. She's our fabric expert. Um, They do have fabric. I think they do have a fabric medium because they have the fabric paint, which I cannot wait to play with. And I think you're right. They do have a fabric medium as well. So those, and we'll play with these stamps too, just like the other ones. Once we get done opening everything, my little mat is getting all crinkled. And let's get to, ooh, this one is really, it's interesting. Okay, sorry. Let me open it. Yes, Pinsart does have a fabric medium for textile. Hold for links, please. Megan is going to put some links up for that for you guys. Because that way you can wash your towels. I think the most important thing to remember whenever you're using like ink or something on fabric is to make sure that you heat set it well enough so that it doesn't wash out. And you don't want to wash it right away either. This is look at that fox. How cute is that? This is so cute. Look at the little nest. And you can use this in conjunction with your calendar stamps. Wait, sorry. With your calendar stamps. But like, look at the artwork on that. How cute is that? Let me see something. Um, okay, this is by Jane Carkill for IOD. The Bramblewood Diaries. These are so pretty. And I'm guessing watercolors just by the texture. This is beautiful. Look at the Bonnies. So for my makers, even though we're in a holiday release, a lot of this feels like spring. I know you guys like to be ahead of the game a little bit. This might be a new transfer that lets you get ahead. And this one feels more like fall, right? I know it says July, but I'm just saying with the mushrooms, um, and this one is August. How pretty. I'm going to measure these really quickly. I'm fired. I got a little carried away. Let me see. I'm going to go back. So the circles, I think they're all about the same size. They're like 5 inches by 5 inches, roughly. Like these leaves go a little bit past the 5 inches, but these are roughly 5 by 5. These circles are. And so this is an 8-page transfer. And I know that you guys like the smaller transfers, right? So a lot of the transfers in this release are smaller. But how pretty. A little rooster with her chickadees. I mean, a little chicken, a hen with her chickadees, I meant. Not rooster. Ugh. I mean, honestly, like, I know that these have, like, month names on them, but we don't have to follow those because you could use this lamb, right? Whenever you want to. It's my party and I'll use my transfer if I want to. This one is really pretty. Like, look how sweet is that? Okay, so now we're back to where we were with the mushrooms. We know we love the red cap mushrooms. And this is September. And the color palette is nice because it feels like it's neither muted or bright. Like it's somewhere in the middle. Just really pretty. This one is so perfectly fall, right? The barn, the Bramblewood Diaries with the Lost Garden is going to be amazing. Ooh, Flea. And this one is November. And this one doesn't feel specifically holiday either. It's part of the holiday release, but it's not just for the holidays. Really pretty. So pretty. And then outside of the wreaths, they're not really wreaths though, right? I'm not sure what to call those. You have some loose bits so you can layer these over the top, or you can just use these for completely different projects. And I'm going to run this under the camera just because I want you guys to see the detail. And this is a lot of pages, and these pages are packed. And so all the items that we loved on the rounds, you have here individually to be able to use separately. And so this one is Bramblewood Diaries, and the artist is Jane Cargill. Am I saying her name right? Cargill? Cargill? You guys know what I'm trying to say. And you do get 8 pages in this one. So this is 8 by 12 sheets in this transfer. So this is a big bang for your buck. And I know that a lot of our customers like the smaller ones. This is something that you could absolutely use like on a home decor project, but you could also use this on cards or even an art journal if you wanted to do something Christmassy, or not even Christmassy. That could just be in your art journal. Let me see. I'm gonna go. Let me look and see what order I want to go. I'll do that one last. Okay, we'll do that one before the last one. So this next one kind of goes with, this is Cotswold Christmas by Marion Parson. And we're in kind of the same theme of the row houses, but this one is like, this one is Christmas, but I don't think it has to be specifically Christmas, right? This one could be winter, just a celebration of winter. This is 8 by 12, and it feels like this one has 8 pages too. Ooh, look at that one. And I feel like these paintings are either acrylic or oil, and you can see the brush strokes. I'm taking an art program right now, and the person who leads the program always talks about not being smoothie all the time because it's your brush strokes. That is fabulous. Oh, I love that so much. Let's measure that. So this one is 7 inches and essentially 7 by 7. So that's a good size. That is really pretty. And I want to show you guys the texture, right? You can see the paint strokes. So it looks hand painted. It is hand painted, but it also looks hand painted. Um, just really pretty. And if there's anything you guys want me to measure or you want to see, let me know. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Can you guys see that texture in the paint? This isn't just a tree, right? This artist has done such a beautiful job. I think this is oil paint because there's so much texture, and then she's captured the light so beautifully on this one. And this one, the tree itself is about 9 inches tall, but this is a whole vignette. And so the vignette is basically, you know, 11 inches tall. And so this one would be really pretty on even a larger home decor project. Oh, Lord. Okay. Super pretty. You have the sleigh sitting in front of the house. Then you get all these extra trees. So this one would be pretty like if you had a tray, or even if you had like, you know how you, like during Christmas, I like having the really rustic boxes and then you can put things in them. So this is something because it goes this way, right? It could go along the side of a box and then you could have, um, you could create a vignette with either other Christmas items or with some greenery. And let's see, this one's probably about 10 or 11 inches. A little bit, about 10 and a half inches wide. And then you get another one of the trees. And this one is like, the tree itself is a little over 4 inches. And then it does have some snow here on the bottom. And then you also have these other trees. And so these are like individually separate, and this one is all together. But you guys know that we will cut a transfer up. Like, we don't care. We'll cut it to meet our needs, whatever that looks like. They are gorgeous. I'm having a hard time making a decision for my project. Girl, at least you have a project. I don't even have a project today because I couldn't make up my mind. And look, I'm still on the same transfer. Ooh, I love the color of this. See, this is beautiful. Like, to me, can this be Christmas? Absolutely. Is it just Christmas? No. Like, this could last to the end of the year, all through winter, like the end of January if you made something. And there is a little wreath on the door. There's a little goose on this sign. So there's a little wreath over this doorway. So it looks beautiful, but then when you look up close, there are like a lot of special details on this piece. How cute! And look at the little bakery. Like, how cute is that, right? And I'm still turning, you guys. There's more pages. Oh, there's a guard dog at the fence or at the entry of the gate, so you be careful. And then you have the horse with the sleigh separately. Like, this would be such a cute sign. You could have the horse with the sleigh and then have a sign completely separate from that. And then you still have the sheep, lamb, sheep, I don't know, animals here too. And this beautiful tree. Capturing light with paint is not easy. That's just so beautifully done. I know people probably want more of these with just the animals, with the farm animals, but really pretty. I'm guessing this is, I don't know if it's a barn or a church. It's a barn. And this is like the barnyard. So you have this big cow here and you have these small animals. Let's measure this cow. He's about 4 inches wide. That's a good size. This one is. And so those are all 8 pages of the Cotswold Christmas. If you guys want to look at, if I'm turning past something and you guys want to see it again, or if you want me to take measurements, please let me know because I am all about it. And if you're new to IOD, every transfer comes with a stick for you to be able to use with your transfers. And if you have those sticks, save them. I never throw mine away. I use them for all kinds of stuff. Now this one, sometimes you want Christmas, you don't want it to be like traditional Christmas, right? Even though I do think if you look back on the Victorian era, you'll see a lot of pink Christmas. But this is like a really pretty, mm, I'm trying to think of a name for this color because you have the red, but you also have the pink. This red has a little bit of, it doesn't have as much blue in it. I don't know. It's pretty though. And then you have the seafoam green. Look at how cute is that? And you have your ornaments. Now, last year, you guys were all about these. What do you call these guys? These little soldiers? I'm fascinated that it's a Cotswold Christmas. I live in Cotswolds. Oh, that is pretty cool. Does it represent Cotswold, do you think? Am I saying it right? You can help me with that part too, girl. And then, of course, you guys love Santa Claus. So we have a rosy Santa here. And I love the colors in the artist used in the beard. Let me see. We do not have an artist listed on this one. He looks like he's mad that they dressed him up, right? Yes, Michelle, this one is cute and it's fun. Look at you, has a little stamp back there. Super cute. So this is something non-traditional. And I know a lot of people like the pink and seafoam green Christmas. And again, I want to show lots of texture, right? So it doesn't just look like an image. It looks like it's hand painted. Really pretty. Wait, okay. And you guys know I am down with the ephemera. A little ballerina. This is cute. This whole vignette right here. Let's see how big that is because that's like half a page. The Christmas tree stands with the presents about 8 feet tall. And then from edge to edge on the bottom, about 7 inches wide. So that's a good size, right? My hands can obscure things a little bit because I have big hands, but That's 8 inches tall. That's a pretty good size there for this whole vignette. And you could pretty easily take Santa off if you wanted to from that one. Oh, how cute is that? So you have your Mr. and Mrs. Snowman, your hot chocolate, super cute teacup right here. So a lot of different holiday elements. This one reminds me of something that you would see in the ad from like the 1940s maybe, 40s, 50s. Super cute. Another little house. I mean, there's two houses on here, and you guys see all the baubles that you have here too. And sometimes when we're showing things on TV, it's hard to really show the level of detail. Do you guys see in the windows? There's like a wreath in this window, and you look inside here, and there's little houses on the tables and a wreath in there. So when you look in the window, it's not like just generic. You can actually see into the house, and you see things that are going on inside of the windows. These are really cute.
See you later.
All right. Bye. Have a good rest of your day. Are you late tonight, babe?
No, we got Trisha.
Oh yeah, that's right. My friend so I'm not calling her my friend because she moved her shop into our event space. So I'm still not talking to her, but I'm gonna go to her like soft opening tonight. Even though I'm mad at her for moving into our event space. But how cute are these? Can you guys just see this guy right here? Like surrounded by a wreath and more baubles. And you guys will notice the pages are full and there's 8 pages. Super pretty. Very Christmas. And all of the reds are consistent and the sea greens are consistent. Even though like this one's lighter and this one is darker, tonally they still go together really well. Super cute. Wait. I gotta get under there. Yeah, there we go. Super cute. A sled chock full of gifts. We have another nutcracker, a hobby horse. It reminds me of Oh Dear, of my Oh Dear paper. Really? That is so sweet. I know. I'm such a dork about my own art, right? I'll celebrate other people's stuff, but I nitpick at my own stuff. Please, oh, he's gone, but I'll tell him, bye, David. Bye, Felicia. Yes, you're saying it right. Not sure it really depicts the Cotswolds, though, but it's a beautiful collection. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. The colors on this one are different, and they're really pretty. So if you want something that's like not traditional, this is beautiful. And honestly, I'm excited to see that they use this green. Yeah, because in my Oh Dear, I did use more of kind of a poppy red, and I was trying to imitate the green from like jadeite was where my mind was when I was painting that one. So the background of the deer is more kind of a jadeite-ish green, and then the red is more poppy. So this one actually will go really well with that. I hadn't thought about that, Flea. So the next one, you guys know I love this one, right? This is my like dark academia heart right here. And if you guys want me to do anything, let me know. So if you guys are looking to order anything that I'm showing today, here's the link to order. If you spend more than $100, you will get free shipping from now until next Thursday. This is so one of my favorite transfers. Oh my gosh, what is the name of it? I just used it. I just posted something with it. Sorry, the florals in this resemble one of my favorite transfers. I can't think of the name of it, but this is a transfer. This is a Stag Cavern, and these are 8 by 12 sheets. And you guys know I'm gonna love this because it's gonna just, I love it because I love this. You have the owl here, you have topography and the florals. This is so pretty. The Owl's End by Chase McCullough, North Fast Corner, Second Wall, Christmas Fair. So that's that one. Look at these swags. How beautiful is that? And of course, this is a much deeper red, right? This red has a lot more blue in it. I can't think of the transfer, but um, the flowers have a lot of etching in them, even though they're colored. These are just absolutely beautiful. And look how rich that color is, right? Doesn't this feel like me, y'all? Beautiful owls. I know you guys love owls. And I think this is my favorite one. Let's see how tall this stag is. From top to bottom. So it's a little bit over 7 inches to the bottom here, but if we go down all the way to the bottom, it's like 7.5 inches. So this is a good size stag here. Even though the transfer itself is small, like this is a good size transfer, this bit right here. Yeah, Rajani, I know, right? Stag Tavern, and there's an owl in this one as well. And there's all kinds of, you have like a little caterpillar, there's some butterflies. Like there's a lot of details that I think we don't notice when we see them online. Florals, berries. I feel like this is like cozy Christmas, but not specifically just Christmas. And then more of like, kind of like some ephemera bits, right? These pieces. And we have a fowl on this one that is so pretty. You have the fowl inside the crest with the Christmas tree and all these greenery, all the greenery around. And this is probably 11 inches tall because the page is 12 inches. So the transfer is just under 11 inches tall from top to bottom. And then from side to side, about 8 inches wide. So this fills the whole page. Oh, look at the moose. Love, love, love him. Okay. This is like 6.5 inches tall. Almost, well, I guess if you go to the top of this one to the bottom, it's like closer to 7 inches, but that's a sizable transfer, right? Even though it's on a small transfer, that's still a really good size. Oh my gosh. And look at how yummy that red is on that poinsettia. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you guys know what? When I look at these, I feel like when I use these, I'm probably going to use them over a dark color. And then Pint Art has a soft, what is it called, Megan? It's a soft matte sealer. And it feels like velvet, and I feel like that would look beautiful over these specifically because they are so dark and luscious, and they almost feel like velvet anyways. And we have another fowl here, or I don't know what you call those specifically. I know fowl is like a broad term, but you know, you guys know all in for any kind of ephemera. Beautiful. And then you have a bear. So like these on the, I love this transfer specifically. Doesn't this just look like me? I think it does. And this would be um, non-traditional in that, you know, you have the bears. I feel like this transfer feels like both Christmas and fall at the same time. Even though the one says Christmas on there, like this feels like fall and Christmas. I love products that have long legs, you know, that can cross like several seasons, so you're not just pigeonholed into one season. Um, but it doesn't make it feel like fabric or velvet. Yeah, is Megan still here? I'll make sure and look and see. But yeah, I feel like I need that sealer with this. I want to say it's Soft Touch is the name of it. The Soft Touch varnish, I believe, is the name of it. But yes. And let's see, this one is Winter's Calling. And again, this is winter's calling. Can it be Christmas? Absolutely. Is it just Christmas? No, it's not. My husband turned the air off. Why would he do that? Why would he do that to me? You guys give me 1 second because I have to go turn the air and the fan back on. I'll be right back. I'm freezing my family out every day, y'all. And the sad part is he didn't even turn the air off. I guess I'm having my own private summer moments. Do I have anything cold to drink? I have a piece of the soda. I'll take it. Okay, so winter's calling 8 by 12 sheets, and this one is going to be like more pretty, right? And it is still pretty neutral. The cover is over the blue, but the transfers themselves are pretty neutral. So like you have a lot of options. Although, so this one is like the alternative Christmas colors, but more neutral. So you guys can see the baubles on here are pink, but they're not as bright a pink as the other one. But I could still see these being used together because it is has the pink and kind of the sea foamy green. Thank you, Megan. I wasn't sure if you were still here. And I know you said that your when you put it, I forgot to put you as a what you call on my page. Super pretty, and like this to me, you could use this all year round, right? It's not specifically winter. I guess if you know what these birds are, maybe, but you know, how pretty is that? And these, again, the 8 by 12 transfers are super fun because you can use them on home decor, but you can also use them on your art journals. And like these are four distinct transfers. Like you have these two larger vignettes, but then you have the smaller ones that are on here as well. And this one, and these are sizable. Even though this is an 8 by 12, I can tell that they were very deliberate about, like this one is 8 by like 6.5, right? So it's still a sizable transfer, even though it's on a smaller transfer. And another 8 pages. And we know how y'all love birds. So lots of birds on this one. Super pretty. And you guys know how I feel about my ephemera. So you guys know I'm loving that. Look at it. Look at it. He's a cutie. I see these in Arizona when I go on my walks. How come the male birds are always the prettiest ones? I think that's interesting. This is the one that Len used over my guardian angel compliment decoupage paper this morning on the tray that she started yesterday. And of course you have a stamp here that you can add over the top. Look how pretty that is. And so like to me, this is not distinctly Christmas. I mean, it can be Christmas, but it's not only Christmas. Hope I remember which one that comes out of. How cute is that? And you guys know I'm loving all of the topography that's woven in each of these transfers. We have, you know, a stamp in the back there. There's another one there. Aside from the fact that the graphics are really pretty, there's also like stacked elements in autumn. Yeah. So this one too, right? It can stretch across autumn and Christmas. Well, this one is going to be autumn specifically, but this is a pretty tall transfer. So this whole vignette here stands a little over 10 inches tall. So that's a sizable transfer. And then you have the smaller ones that you can stack on it if you are even working on an even bigger space. And this one has December and it has January on there. I love that these two birds are facing opposite directions, right? Because you can have them facing each other or facing away from each other, but you could use them on the same project. And let's measure this vignette from top to bottom because I would think It's probably a little bit over 10 inches. It's right at 10 inches tall. So like this piece right here is pretty big. I don't know why I want to go this way with my camera. It's right here. Sometimes beautiful colors is a man's only good quality. One reason the female can blend in with the environment while she's brooding, he can be a distraction. Okay, Flea, fine. um, I know that's what Jeanette said too. Okay, fine. I just, in our world, the women are the ones who do all of the prettiness. Does that mean we're the targets? Oh man, I gotta think about that for a second. Are we making ourselves the targets by wearing the lipstick and the pretty hair and all the things? So this one is Winter's Calling, really pretty. It is winter, like it is Christmas, right? But it's not so distinctly Christmas that you're pinholed into just Christmas. You can use that for a lot of different projects. And then we've made it through almost everything, you guys. And then we'll go back and you guys can tell me what you want me to cast or what you want me to stamp if you guys have questions about specific ones. Bye, Rajani. Have a good afternoon. This one is the Gilded Transfers, and we have gold and silver, right? And we love metallics for the holidays. So these can be put on just about anything. And I know that you guys are worried about the gilded transfers, and they do behave a little bit differently, but not completely. I feel like this one is a nice complement to the one stamp that we have with the houses. It's kind of that same Dutch like artwork. Ooh, the Christmas Ball by Charles. Oh, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And then look at those. Aren't they pretty? Right, Michelle? And then I don't believe, I think the gold and the silver still have distinct artwork. So another one, this is another 8 pages. So each of these transfers is 8 pages long. Snowflakes are perfect for silver. And again, our angels are facing different directions. I always like that because then you have the options. They can face away from each other, they can face toward each other. And even though they're not exactly the same, I think having them face different directions gives you different options. Super pretty. One year I put all flowers on my Christmas tree. And again, we have our two birds that are facing each other. Christmas art song. That's pretty. Like this could just be one project with just that one little piece. And you could use this all together, or you could just cut the tree out and use this for something different. I mean, like honestly, you could take this and put it on its side and just put the topography in the middle here and the birds over on the top. So like I love the way these are made because you can piece them together to make larger projects, even though the transfers themselves are smaller. And these are all scaled pretty large, right? Like this piece right here is 5.5 inches, right? So even though it's a smaller transfer, these specific pieces, it looks like 5.5 inches for the larger ones. There are a couple of small ones, 4 inches for that one, 4.5 inches for that one. Wait, let me do that again. About 4 inches for that one. So these are all scaled to be larger, even though they're on a smaller page. Oh, and how pretty is this? You guys know I'm always down for a good laurel. So this one is a complete laurel here, but you also have this swag. I guess it's not a swag because it's curling up. But you could use this top and this bottom to frame something out though. And so that's the gilded transfer. You have 4 golds, 4 silvers. And these pages are 8 by 12, and you get 8 pages on this one as well. Hey Shannon, how are you? I know, girl, I'm still here. All I've been doing is opening. I haven't even like I opened this one already because I couldn't wait to see it. I have to be honest, this is probably my favorite product of this release. I just feel like the paint inlays are so versatile, and I really like this particular inlay because there are so many. You have 8 pages of inlays, and each one has so many elements on it. So I'm going to show you. Um, we'll go backwards just so you can see the actual inlays without the cover sheet on them, and I can keep track. So, like, how beautiful is that? Like, imagine inlaying this. And I love the inlays because once you get them on your surface, they are literally just like paint. And so, and I've been doing a lot of paintable decoupage papers, but like when I look at an etching like this one, all the value shapes are there. The shadows are there, the highlights are there. So you could go over this. So you could inlay this, right? You could go over it with either like a clear gesso and use a transparent paint if you wanted to. Or if you had watercolor, you could use a watercolor ground and then go over this with watercolor and make it completely your own. Or you could just use it neutral like this too. It's beautiful, right? I love the etchings because of their versatility. And like, look at these pages, they're chock full. And so if you're someone who's been nervous about inlays, a book of inlays like this is really, really good because you have a bunch of smaller pieces. And I think it's easier to get comfortable using inlays for smaller pieces. And then you can work up to the larger ones. How cute would that be on a sign? And you have a Santa there. And so you could use this and this like on a sign together or even on like a door hanger, right? And then you have all these snowflakes that are kind of sprinkled in there. I feel like they wanted to make use of every inch of the paint inlay. And I remember we had baubles a couple of years ago, but they were larger. So these are smaller. And again, these are like prime opportunity. If you've been nervous about inlays, like this would be a perfect inlay for you to use because it gives you an opportunity to use smaller bits. Super cute, right? Like this could be a whole sign by itself without doing anything, or you could cut this up if you want it, right? And you guys know I'm loving this right here. Look at the details in that. And again, on these etchings, you could paint them if you wanted. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And then that's that one. How many of you guys have used paint inlays? I'm curious, those of you that are watching. Are you comfortable with the inlays? Are you nervous about the inlays? But look at that, 8 pages, and you get all these bits to be able to use. And depending on what you use to transfer to inlay your inlays, you can use them multiple times, right? So I love the fact that this is an 8 by 12 because I think that gives you a lot more options for home decor. And it's easier because they're smaller. Yeah, Flea said she enjoys the paint inlays. I know when they first came out, people were nervous about them. I laugh because I remember when the transfers came out and people were nervous about transfers. And now the inlays are it. Right, Suzette? They're so fun. And like once you seal them, it's paint, like any other paint. So like I love transfers, right? I love, love, love them. But if I want to make a sign for my porch, I live in Arizona. The transfer is not going to last more than one season on my porch. But I can use a paint inlay for a sign that I put on my porch. My porch is covered, and I know that it's gonna do well, even in the heat, because it's paint like any other paint. So You guys tell me what you want. If you guys want me to stamp one of this, if there's a specific stamp that you guys want to see me stamp, I can do that. If you guys want to see me pour a mold, I'm going to do the angel because I want to see her because I want to use her for a specific project. I need to go find my cup. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Um, you know what? We all did, Jenny, right? I remember it's still in my living room, but I love ghost signs. Like when you travel all over, like when I was in New York, I'm like looking for ghost signs, and those are like old painted signs on the side of buildings, and usually they're so old that you can barely see them, or they're peeling away, but they just do something for my heart. I love them so much. So I used one of the first inlays to make a ghost sign. I used IOD had this brick roller, so I did some bricks and then I did the inlay on top of it, and that sign is still in my living room. I still love it. Let me go grab my cup. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I've used them. Michelle said she's used the paint inlays too. Okay, sorry about that. My poor shed. We have like a little bitty cooler in there right now just to keep all my products under like temperature, but it's still warm out there. But the guys came out yesterday. I'm waiting for a quote, so I'm hoping to be up and running pretty soon. So I love using silicone cups when I pour my resin, and you guys can see I already have marked 20 and 40 because that's generally what I'll pour. The cool thing about the IOD molds is it tells you how much you need. So this one needs 30 mil. I'll go ahead and pour 40, and I'll just pour the extra like in the stars and the sheep or something. And I'm using aluminite, casting resin. This is B. My label fell off, but like I should probably write that on there, huh? Before there's trouble. But I know this is B. So this is A and B, and I want to put equal parts of each. So the way that I do it is I'm going to pour up to 20 mil of A, and then I'm going to pour up to 40 mil of B, right? And then I know I have like a 50-50 or a 1-to-1 ratio, should I say. And this is the quick set resin. So I don't have a ton of time, but you do have enough time though. I remember back in the day when I was young, um, I'm hoping the house mold will fit inside a sewing machine drawer and I can do a diorama. Ooh, Michelle, girl, I cannot wait. I have like a couple of boxes and I want to do um, some like shadow boxes slash dioramas. One of the biggest stamps because I stumped on a project with them. You're my first creative I tuned into today. So one of the bigger steps. Okay, Carolyn, I will do. Um, let me know. Look, I can't pour and talk at the same time because I have to focus. And usually I have a silicone stirrer too, but I think I'm just all over the place. So I grabbed a popsicle stick. It'll work. I know, huh? We miss seeing you, Carolyn. I know she's busy. She's like, on the lake all summer. And so when I'm, what did he say? Stirring my resin, I stir it until I don't see any more ribbons. Like whenever you pour it, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's like these white ribbons that come up. Um, and it's starting to warm up. I can feel it already. So if you guys are pouring resin and you're like having problems with it setting up too quickly, you can try pouring less resin. The more resin you have in your cup, the more heat it's producing, and the heat is actually what's causing it to set up quickly. So, like if you have a fiddly mold and you need a little bit more time to be able to pour it, you can try pouring less resin and you'll actually get more time, if that makes sense, because there won't be as much heat generated in your cup. Or if you're running out of time, you can pour something larger, right? And kind of get the bulk of the resin out of your cup and then go back to something that's more fiddly. Ah! I over poured that completely. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I have an idea for these Santas, but I don't know. I need a Noel. That's what I need. My my fan is like blowing my resin all over the place. Not cool, fan. Not cool. And so what I do is I can feel the heat and it's already starting to set up. So I'm gonna take my stick, and I'm gonna embed it in the little resin that's left there, and that's gonna set up, and I'll be able to just pull that out, and that'll be how I clean it. And you guys will notice that I'm always working on uh, these mats. Lord, I just lost the name of it. Um, hey, how are you? Well, welcome, Jackie. I know. How far? You guys are like 8 hours, right? It's a pretty significant time difference. So Carol wanted me to see silicone. Thank you, Flea. My silicone mat, because I know nothing will stick to it, not even resin. So that's why I use a silicone cup, because I can use it over and over again. I like trying to use more sustainable things when I'm crafting. I mean, my popsicle sticks, not so much, but um, I feel like we need to do one of these houses. But let's see. Carol asked for a stamp. So Carol, the stamps that we have are the gingerbread lane. I feel like you guys don't need to see this one, but if you want me to stamp, I can. It's just like a flurry. It's like snow, right? Oh, it's called flurry. Oh, how funny. I'm loving this one, the one with the dots. I feel like that's not even just Christmas. That's like controlled splatter, right? And then we have the Christmas evergreens. So let me know, Carol, which one did you want me to um, which one you wanted me to use. I'm like tempted to use this one. I don't, what did I do? I had a sanding block. Let me see. You guys should see me. I'm in the kitchen. The guys came to do the cooler yesterday, and I saw them giving each other looks when they saw my table here. Um, I know that I have a sanding block. Oh, there it is. So you guys know whenever you get a brand new stamp, let's set these aside. These are set enough that I can set them down, and I don't have to worry about them like running. Whenever I pour them at first, I'll leave them alone so that I don't end up with them lopsided. But I'm gonna do that. So when you get your stamps, you want to condition them first, and it's super easy. And I don't even want you guys to overthink it. I give like specific directions just because I want to be helpful, but you don't even have to be this thoughtful about it. This is like a 220 grit. This would be the lowest I would go would be 220. I feel like when you get to 80, the grit is really big, and I don't want to score my stamp. So I'm just going to go across it this way, and then I'm going to go across the other way. And all you're really doing is removing the shine. And what that does is give your stamp a little bit more tooth so that your ink will stick to it better. Right? If it's all slick, your ink will be sliding around, which is no bueno. Rajani. Don't let me get you in trouble now. I know. I don't know what's funnier, the fact that you're back or that I'm still here. Okay. I want to see this piece of the stamp. I am like really loving like the branchy feel of it. I'll do a tree too if you guys want me to. Let me know. Now, I am like horrible. This is how I mount my stamps. On the plastic they came on. That's all I'm going to do. Unless I'm like trying to line it up or something, then I'll use one of the IOD mounts. But like, this is pretty much what it looks like for me. I want to show you guys something super quick too. Now, this stamp, I mean, this mold it's warm because the resin is setting up. You guys will notice that the feet are the last thing to set up. It's because there's barely any resin there, right? So because there's a less amount of resin there, it's not generating as much heat, so it's not setting up as quickly. So it's interesting to me. You would almost think it would be the other way around, that the thinner sections would set up faster, but it's the opposite. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to do as I say right now, and not as I do. I could not find an ink pad. I think they're all at my warehouse, still from my retreat. The best way to get a good stamp is to load your ink pad, to use a brayer, and then to use ink. Can you use paint? You can. But if you're just starting out and you want to be successful and kind of get a hand of, like a hang of it, I would encourage you to use the ink, um, and then work your way up to the paint, if that makes sense. The paint is just thicker, it has more body, and the ink is made to be used with stamps, and so you're just gonna have more success. The challenge is getting just enough ink on your stamp, and that's why the ink pad is so helpful because it's going to help you pick up exactly the amount of ink that you need. Now, I do not have an ink pad, so, but I've been stamping for a long time. Like once you get the hang of it, right, you don't have to be as particular. I probably should take this. I have like several layers here of stuff on my brayer. And this last layer is really porous. Is the only reason why I'm worrying about it. I don't even know what I was doing. It's probably, you know what it is. I bet you it's gesso. I think I was working in my art journal and I was rolling on my gesso. I'm working on a set of videos right now of ways to lay down paint that don't involve a brush. I think I'm not gonna be able to get all that off. So I'm gonna just use it with the gesso. Maybe the gesso will help me like control the ink so that my stamp doesn't get too. And then one of the questions I often get is how much ink should you load on here? If you're just doing paper, You can be fairly conservative with the amount of ink that you put on your stamp. But if you're doing like fabric or a surface that's porous or that's going to be absorbent, then you want to be more generous with the ink. So hopefully I got a nice even layer. I guess we'll find out right now. And when I stamp, you want to go straight down. You can't be wiggling. Once you put that down, you got to leave it there. I do like to tickle over my stamp using one hand and using the other hand to make sure that the stamp doesn't slide or move. And then I like to let mine rest for a few seconds and not be in a hurry. In my holy imagination, the surface is like absorbing the ink. Oh, good, Jenny. I think this is a pretty one. I see this being used on a lot of signs and stuff. Look at that. How much detail that you get from that, right? Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to use one of the trees. The fat tree is my favorite, but it's going to be too tall. I could have put that word down a little bit. Let's use that one. And so over the next couple of weeks, I'll be using these products. Um, I have one project. I gotta find the right piece of wood. It's really irritating me. I saw this really cool artwork on Pinterest, and inside of our membership, we've been working with plaster, and so I saw these plaster panels with like decorative wood over the top of them, and then really pretty ornate moldings on them. And so I want to try to replicate the look of them, but add artwork to them. So I'm thinking that will be one of my projects because I've been kind of obsessing over it. And I've already found some like wood that I want to use. Well, the ornate piece, I need to find the other piece now. And so we've been using plaster wrap. Well, we just started our plaster wrap session yesterday inside of my membership. And I'm excited about that product now. You guys notice you put it down. Once you touch that surface, you can't scoot it anymore, right? And I'm going to go over, and when I'm tickling the top, what I'm doing is trying to make sure that there's good contact between the stamp and the surface, right? And you guys see I'm not rushing to pick it up. I'm just letting it breathe on there for about 3 or 4 seconds. You don't want to leave it on there so long that it dries either. So there is a balance, and then pick it straight up. Look at how much detail is in that. How pretty is that? I just stamps are so we were having the conversation I think last night in our membership about how underutilized the stamps are because like if you I was saying this earlier but like I could totally um, either stamp this onto something and seal it, and maybe if I wanted to paint it, this too, I could use a clear gesso over the top and I could paint these, or I could use a watercolor ground. And you can watercolor over clear gesso. Just you guys don't have to use a watercolor ground. There's good, better, best, right? And then I could go in and I could add color to these really easily because there's so much detail that as long as I use something transparent, it's going to look good. You know, a lot like when you guys use the paintable decoupage papers. I'm curious to see how much detail is in these stars. I'm just going to be picking up stuff unless you guys tell me which one you want to see specifically. I'm just going to choose. Okay, so I'm curious to see how much detail is in these, and so let me. And for as far as like sanding your stamps, you only have to do this right when you open it or the first time you use it. After you do it the first time, you don't have to do this each time, right? You just want to do it the first time. And these are cute because you have this whole page but you can take these off and use them anywhere. You guys ever work on a project and like you get finished and you have like a portion of it that's just blank and it feels like it's off balance and you want to add something, but you don't want to add something that's going to take away from your main subject? Like, I feel like these stars could really be used for that. And I don't know if this is going to let me put this. Oh, if you guys are looking for any of the products that I am demoing today, you can find them here. If you order between now and next Thursday, you get free shipping for any orders that are $100. And I believe, Megan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they actually get rice paper for the orders over $100, like free rice paper. Okay, so I want to cut this. I'm gonna cut this off because, and this is just how I do my stamps, y'all. I am not nice to my craft supplies. And like this one right here, I'm probably gonna cut this up and use it. Like, I'm gonna make irregular cuts and I'm gonna use this all the time for all kinds of stuff. But I digress. Let's ink this up and stamp it. I'm just curious to see how much detail I'm gonna get with the stars. And then after this one, we'll go back to our mold so we can look and see. I'm always impressed by how much detail that you're able to get with the IOD molds. And I've been with IOD for a long time, and so I've seen the progress over time too. And there's so much more detail now than there was in the beginning. I'm being really careful because I only want to get, you guys see how I got ink right there on the thing? Because these are kind of far apart, I want to have a light hand and only get ink. Mosca, I have a fly that's picking on me. So if I was being super particular, I would probably go in with a baby wipe and wipe those areas where I see um, the brayer marks. But we're just wanting to see. Oh, I'm just curious about, because there's so many and they're small. Like, are they going to be really detailed or are they going to be, I don't know. Let's see. 3 packs of 3 Good rice paper. Yes. So if you order $100 or more between now and next Thursday, you get free shipping and you get 3 rice papers. A4, I believe, right? Oh, A3. A3 rice papers. Don't ask me which ones because I don't know. But does it matter? Just saying. Mosca. I want to pick it straight up. Ooh, there's actually more. That's kind of perfect, right? You guys know how you do stuff, especially around Christmas, and you have like fallen snow. And I'm using it all together because I'm being lazy, but you could absolutely pick the ones that you want, right? Off of here. So if you needed larger ones because you're working on something larger, you could group them together that way. But there are still a lot of tiny ones too, that if you needed to group the tiny ones, you could do that too. So there is still, even though they're small, you're still getting a lot of detail in that stamp. Okay, it is 2 o'clock, y'all. Lord have mercy. I just come hang out with you guys and I just lose track of all time. Let's look at our molds, and unless you guys tell me some other molds you want to see, um, these are going to be the ones that I do. So, and I know you guys have been watching people all day too, so maybe that's it too. So I've over poured this one right here, which was no bueno. Getting the ones from around the sides is not a big issue because you can just snip it and get rid of the over pours. My larger issue is going to be the back, because it's not flat. But I'll just use some gel medium. It'll be fine. So when you guys are pouring your stars, pour out the bulk of the mass of resin in your cup first to get rid of the part that's generating a lot of heat. And then you can take your time and pour your stars so that you don't have massive overpours like me. And I usually use my fussy cutting scissors, which helps me be a little bit more accurate when I'm trimming off my overpours. But they are out in the shade. Now, if you guys have any questions, if you're just popping on, if you wanted to see something close up, if you guys want me to go through everything again, I can do like a quick rerun through everything. If you want me to measure something, if you have a question about something specific, let me know and I can measure that for you. I have my tape measure here. Okay. And this is the one that I'm going to be using on a project. I probably could have put a little bit more resin in her feet, but it'll be okay. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my goodness. Like, I see myself using these wings for something. Look at the detail. And even though she's white, you guys can still kind of see. Let me turn my light down a little bit so you can see just how much detail is in that mold. So it's not just like the shape of an angel, right? You can see her robe. You can see the individual feathers. You can see the expression on her face. This is beautiful. I'm going to be using her. And legitimately, I'm going to be using these wings for something. I don't know what. I mean, I'll use her too, but you know what I'm saying. These wings are gorgeous. Look at that. It's 4 o'clock in Texas. Oh no. It's 2:07 here, so we're just getting started. I gotta get to the post office before 3:30. And Flea, I am so sorry. I'm finally mailing your art print. You were supposed to get it when you were here for the retreat, and we forgot. And so I'm gonna mail it to you today. How cute! And like you can like I don't even know how to. You know how around their neck their fur is like kind of nappy a little bit, and then it's more straight on the body. Like I can see that level of detail when I'm looking at this. You guys see that? So it's not just the shape of a sheep. You can see the details that are in there. And what else? Oh, look, I'm being selfish. I'm pouring the ones I'm gonna need for my project. This sign right here, I'm gonna need. I have to decide if I'm gonna make this rusty or metallic. But look at that. Like inside of our membership last year, we learned that if you take like a resin, like a colored resin, and paint over this, you get like this beautiful, um, really shiny, smooth finish because it self levels. And we used UV resin, so that way you had time to spread it just the way you want it, and then you can cure it under the UV light. And this one is just something for me to play with. Um, because I had a little bit more resin. So we'll see what happens with him later. So I think that's it. Unless you guys had any more, I would love some male angels. Oh, I know, huh? And you know, I don't know if I'm just Maybe I'm trying to be nice to my guardian angel because I know she putting in overtime. But I don't know, angels have just been on my brains lately. I have my guardian angel decoupage paper with all the angels on there. Oh, I should have done this one. Can we do this one really quickly? Are you guys in a hurry? Let me pour one. I need 50 mil. Oh my. Let's do this one. Only needs 50. This one needs 53, but this is the one I want though. I'm gonna go ahead and pour 60 mil. We'll do 53, and this is 7.4. So I should be able to do these two with one pour, and then we'll go. Oh, thank you, Rajani. And again, if you guys want to order, here's the link to order. And if you guys use this link, you get free shipping. Um, an order's 100 and over, and you get 3 rice papers. Are they fall rice papers, Megan? Fall, autumn rice papers? So, I'm going to pour this one because I am excited to see how these flowers come out. I have it marked at 20. Let's see, that's 60 right there. So if I go here and then there, that should be the same, right? 20, 30, and then yes, okay. Sorry, I'm doing math over here in my head. So I'm gonna start with part A first. And you can use clay in your molds. You can use chocolate in your molds. I was going to say, if you use your molds for food, you really do want to reserve them for food. You don't want to have a mold where you use resin and then you use it for food, right? I do think that these are beautiful for sugar cookies. Um, and then, like, something like this one right here would be beautiful as a pie crust, right? Could you imagine if you made that a pie crust and then you could just cut it in half and go around the edge of your pie? But if you use them for food, just know that they need to be reserved for just food. You don't want to mix up the food and the kind of crafty stuff. My friend had a company and she baked gorgeous cakes. She baked our wedding cake, and she had molds and she would use them with fondant for her cakes. So you can use them that way. Okay, so I have a lot of resin here, right? So we learned earlier that I actually have less time because I do have a lot of resin because it's going to start producing heat a lot faster. So I'm going to get those mixed up fairly quickly. And I'm just looking. You guys saw that it went cloudy when I first put them together, and now it's clear, but I'm still seeing some little ribbons of like cloudiness in there. So I keep stirring until all that is gone. And you guys can find aluminite resin at Decoupage Queen, and I'll put a link on this video later for you guys to be able to buy your resin. So I'm gonna pour this. I am way too excited about this one. And I'm pouring quickly because I know I have less time because it's so much resin, but I'm still trying to be careful. So I'm gonna pour out the bulk of this, and then I'll go around to the fiddly bits, the edges. I don't want to start fiddling around while my cup is still full of resin. And yes, fiddly bits is a technical term. I always make way more than I need. I don't know what kind of math I'm mathing over here. The cool thing about resin though is that you can just cast some extra molds and then use them later. I have a whole container. Well, I had most of my container I sold on Whatnot of molds because we used to do this game where you would bid and then David would pretend like he was the claw and he'd pull out random things out of a jar. And oftentimes the random things were mold castings. Oh, okay, just a mix. Okay, so a mix of rice papers from the past, A3 size. You get three free ones with every order over $100 plus free shipping. So gonga deal. I just did applesauce and glue mix in an IOD molds to make Christmas ornaments, testing to see if they hold up. So far, now just for my own tree this year. Applesauce and glue? I have never heard of such a thing. Miss our whatnot nights. I know, Flea. I contemplated doing one this Friday, but girl, I cannot catch up with myself right now. This is my fourth. I mean, because I count so Sunday Night Live, Monday Night Live, and then Wednesday membership, and we have not seen each other for so long. So we were on for a long time last night, and then today. So that's four lives this week. Um, and we're taking the children to, I think we're taking the grandkids to the Tucson Science Museum this weekend. So that'll be Saturday. All the things, girl, all the things. But yes, I have some really cool stuff for whatnot too. But I want to make sure that I save some stuff for the retreat too. We should do it, Megan. We should do it. I'm telling you. I've been in your mom's basement. She needs to do a whatnot. Although smaller items are easier, but still, I'm just letting that set up. Is there anything that anybody wanted to see? Carol, I know you hopped on late, so let me know if you wanted to see something specific. I should do a quick recap. While this is setting up, we'll do a recap. So this is the cornucopia. You guys saw that one. I'm so glad they put the names on here now. This is the Bell's Nickel, and you get one, two, three Santa Clauses and like three nameplates. This one is the Hazel and Bay. Really nice, look really thick, right? So much detail, so pretty. This one is a Silent Night, and you have Mary, Joseph, Jesus, the wise men, an angel, and some stars, and you have some barn animals even. This one is Chowberry Lane, which is super cute. These houses, I think I said about 4 inches tall, and then you have the tall, skinny ones. Oh, I wanted to do a house too. I have to say something. I'll be back on Monday night. And then we have another one. This is Colchester Lane. So you have like two molds and the details. Like you even have the porch lights. How cute is that? Okay, so that's all of the molds. And then for the stamps, we did the one flurry stamp. You guys saw we stamped with that one. So one side is like snowflakes, and then one side is like flurry, right? Just dots. I am legitimately going to cut this up, and I will be using this in my artwork. That's like controlled splatter, is what I see. This one is Gingerbread Lane. So this is another one of the stamps. And I feel like I'm missing a stamp. What am I missing? Oh, yeah, the evergreen. And then the evergreen is the one that we stamped with. You have some evergreen trees. And this one is pretty big too. The big one is like, I forgot. It's like 9 inches tall. So these are sizable. And then these also go on the evergreen too. I cut them off. And this is the one that we stamped together. Let me get. This was the flurry. So even though those snowflakes are small, there's a lot of detail. Um, and then we have Christmas evergreens. And you guys can see just how detailed those stamps are. So pretty. And this one is a timely tell. It's basically a calendar. You have your calendar here with your numbers, and then these are your days, and then it's due date to do appointments, and then you have some decorative items that you can put on your calendar. And we talked about possibly doing like the vintage tea towels using this stamp. Like, how pretty would that be? And Pint Art does have a fabric medium so that when you stamped your tea towels that you'd be able to wash them. This is my favorite product from this release, and it's the paint inlay, and it's because you're getting a ton. First of all, the 8x12 is a lot more manageable, right? And you're getting a lot. So beautiful images, really detailed with the paint inlay. And like I keep saying, whenever you have etched photos like these that have like the value shapes, right? You can see the highlights and the shading. You can inlay these, and you could potentially go over them with like a clear gesso, and then you could use a transparent paint and it would look beautiful. Or you could just inlay them. But these pages are chock full of inlay images. And this one's like a whole sign already done for you. Super cute, right? I don't know why, I just love this one right here. I think because you guys remember like in the late 70s, like I don't know, the like royal blue and brown and the paint by number, like forest scenes. Like this reminds me of that whole vibe. The orange, gold, and brown stripes. Super pretty. And it's 8 pages. Like it's a lot of inlay. So you get a bang for your buck. You guys know that you can use your inlays more than one time. Um, and if you've been nervous about using inlays, this is a perfect inlay for you to buy because you have a lot of small pieces which are going to be easier to manage than the larger ones. And then we have another gilded transfer, and the word on the street is the gilded transfers will only come out for the holidays now, but you get 4 page of gold. Wait, I skipped one, sorry. 4 pages of gold and 4 pages of silver, and they're not duplicates. Like each page is completely different. Really pretty. I think those snowflakes in silver are perfect. I love that those two angels are facing each other, right? Or they're facing different directions. I think when you're putting something together, when you have your elements facing different directions, it makes it a little easier. Ah! And even though this is a smaller transfer, you have some items in here that are scaled larger, right? And so that one's 4 pages of silver and 4 pages of gold. Super pretty. This one, I keep saying, I'm torn. This one is one of my favorites. This is the Winter's Calling. It's 8.5, 8, 8 by 12 inch sheets. I think I love this one because it is fairly neutral and there's a lot of ephemera in this one. And a lot of birds. We know you guys love your birds. So super quick, just going through these, and even though these pages are smaller, you can still see that you get like some larger vignettes to be able to use for larger projects. Love, love, love that one. And so 8 pages of transfers on this one. And I think that these two went in there too. I'm pretty sure that these two. You guys probably saw Lynn use this one on a tray this morning. And then even more birds. Like birds, birds, and more birds. This one is my absolute favorite. Surprise, surprise. It's dark and moody. And we talked earlier about this one being used together with the soft touch varnish. Like I feel like this would be perfect. Like this should be velvet, right? Look at how deep that color is on these. And even though it's small, right, you still get some larger transfers. Really pretty. This one's my favorite. I see myself using this one. This is like my fave. And look at the moose. I was visiting with Vicky Valdez Green, and she was telling me they have a home in Alaska, and she was watching a moose have kids in her front yard. Could you even imagine? This one, pink and sea green. I want to say this is like a tomato red and pink, and then like I don't know, a seafoamy green or a jaded green. Just something a little different, super girly. And look at the texture, right? These aren't just like graphic images. Everything looks hand painted, really pretty. It's chock full of gifts, that sleigh right there. And then this one is prettier than I thought it was going to be. This is a Cotswold Christmas, and it's a lot of houses, which but you have these beautiful elements, and look at that. You can see the brush strokes. There is so much texture, and it's hand painted, right? It's not just a flat graphic, and I think that's my favorite part. I love how the artist captured the lights here on this Christmas tree. And there's a couple of cows on here too. Really pretty. You guys know I love this color, right? I don't know why like a camel colored gold is one of my favorite colors. Really pretty. And the texture on these, like it's, I'm, I bet she used oil paints. And the artist name is Marion Parsons for this one. And then this one is so pretty. This is Jane Cargill. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but another 8-page transfer, 8 by 12. And this one is not specifically Christmas. I think it goes along with like the calendar, right? So you have all the seasons that are represented on this one. But the level of detail in this artwork is breathtaking. So pretty. And like we were saying earlier, if you're a maker, you can actually get started on some spring early using this transfer, because we know we like to get a jump on things, right? And then even after all of the wreaths, you still have 2 pages of like individual elements. And so that is the release. I did want to take a look at these. Just the amount of detail is insane. Even this has texture on it. Megan has questions about these that I don't want to ask. Oh, some velvet powder. I didn't see that. Yes. I have not played with the velvet powder yet. It sounds like I need to. This was just an extra. I had a little bit of extra resin that I probably could have used on this piece. Ah, this is breathtaking. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the level of detail. Like, and it's white. You guys know how hard it is to show detail when you have white on white on white. So just imagine what happens when you paint this one. I think I'm going to, I'm going to go over this with some watercolor ground, and then I'm going to go in here with some watercolor. I just want to see what happens, because that is gorgeous. That is beautiful. And so this is from the cornucopia. And that's it. That's all I have, right? Please, and I remember IOD in the beginning. It wasn't always so. One of the things I love about the brand is that they do continue to get better and better and better, right? They didn't just stay the same. It is. It's amazing. And these, I know I'm going to say it wrong. Somebody going to correct me. Peonies. I love them. Love, love, love them. I should just start saying mums, huh? That would be easier. But like, yeah, I want to paint that right now, but I gotta go get in the shower and try to look pretty for this event this evening. But that is all I have for today. just super quick, if you are interested in ordering any of the IOD that you saw me show today, you guys can find it here. If you order between now and next Thursday, you get um, free shipping, and you also get 3 pieces of A3 um, rice papers. And I do want to reiterate, not to scare anybody or create scarcity, I'm seriously. So IOD has sold out of these particular molds, and they're gonna get more, but it's gonna, we don't know when, right? So if you're wanting these molds and you want to use them now to prep for the holidays, you want to go ahead and order them, because we don't know how long it's going to take before they're restocked. And that is all I had. You guys didn't have any questions today. You guys were quiet. I don't know what to do with that. Oh Lord, where am I? I don't know what I did, y'all. Okay, there we go. That is all I have today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And for those of you who had questions and just participate in the conversation, I appreciate you so much. If you guys have any questions, you guys can hit me up on Messenger, or you can leave comments here in the comments, either on Facebook or YouTube. But other than that, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys have a blessed day, and hopefully I'll see you guys Sunday night for chatting and crafting. I will probably still be in the kitchen on Sunday. I don't imagine the guys are going to be able to get me a quote and get the cooler installed by this weekend, but hopefully by next weekend I'll be back in my studio. But you guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.